Hey, what's up, Canes fans? Your boy Nitty. It's been about 24 hours since the game. Just want to film my last video. Very disappointing. But you gotta take your hat off to Indiana. Indiana came down to Miami and punched us in the damn mouth. Came into our house, ate our food, sat on our couch, put their feet on the coffee table, smacked the wife on the ass, punched us in the mouth, and rolled out. Gotta take your hat off to them, and you have to get them props. They did something that no other team did this year in the playoffs. I'm gonna say the total year because obviously we lost a couple games, but they shut down Miami's run game in the first half. I didn't see that shit coming. I didn't think there was anybody in this playoffs that could have shut down Miami's running game the way they did. I mean, we couldn't get you. I mean, did we even convert a third down in the first half? I think we was 0 for 7, 0 for 8, or something like that in the first half. Couldn't move the ball. We could not move them off the point of attack. They hit us in the mouth in that first half. Wasn't nothing we could do about it. We didn't convert third downs. Couldn't move the ball. Could barely throw the ball. I mean, they were blanking in receivers. We couldn't do anything. You can see the frustration on Beck as he came off the sideline. So that's first thing. Like in the trenches in that first quarter or first half, Miami was not Miami. They were not. Like I said, punch in the mouth in that first half. Second half, the defense needed to stand up in that third quarter and force them to punt. And that's exactly what they did. And so you gotta take your hat off to Miami's defense, man, because that thing could have got out of hand, but they kept them in the game, right? Kept them in the game. Special teams for Miami came up short last night. Came up short. Special teams came up short. The doink off the goal post by the field goal. Hey, there's no win. There was no win, right? Texas A&M, we gave you the benefit of the doubt. You know, it was windy. You know, we give you that. No excuse for that. You got to drive that one through. That's all you do is kick. You got to drive that through. And then the block punt. That rugby style. I mean, I get it. That's how our punters. That's how they kick now, right? That block, number 87, on that. If you go back and look at that game, 87, he didn't even block, and the guy just reaches his hand up, and we pretty much kicked the ball into his hand. But either way, even after the block, they get the touchdown. I mean, we gave them that 7, right? Gave them 7 points. Miami came right back down the field and scored a touchdown. So a very resilient team, tough team, get knocked on the ass, get up type of a team, and that's what Miami Hurricanes are. Considering how bad Miami played in that first half, and they came back toward in the second half, still had a chance to win the game. And I've been saying it all year in videos. Can you imagine if Miami put together 4 quarters of quality ball? They'd be national champions right now if they were able to do that. But you got to take your hat off to Indiana. Indiana has something to do with that too. I'm not gonna just say that. Miami. I mean they came into the game, had the same number of days of preparation, and they just couldn't get it done. In the end, we came up short. Where do we go from here? I think Mario in year 4 over exceeded the expectations of. I would say I don't think there's any Miami Hurricane fan that said that we were going to go to the national championship this year. We thought that last year, and then when we saw that defense we had last year, we was like, okay, hell no, we ain't going nowhere. That defense sucks. If we get in the playoff, we're gonna get boat raced. That's what we thought last year. This year, I think people thought we maybe could make a run. Considering we had Beck has all that experience, but then we lost those two games, Louisville and SMU, and I think a lot of people lost hope. At least in my mind, I was just like, find a way to get in the ACC championship. I wasn't even thinking national championship after that SMU loss. So for Miami to go from that point all the way to the national championship game, I mean, you got to take your hat off to Coach Cristobal and his staff. But we came up short. We had a chance to win it, and Beck, just like in the other two losses, a chance to either win it or tie it. Came up short in all three losses this year. His hand on the ball last, and I'm not putting all the blame on Beck, but I will say that elite top flight quarterbacks, typically take advantage of situations like that. Can you imagine putting a Peyton Manning or somebody like that in a situation like that to go down and win a national championship with a minute and some change? You ain't got no timeouts. They gave you the gift of the 15-yard roughing the passer, and we came up short. He read the coverage wrong, and you don't get those back. Where do we go from here? Like I said, to me, it's ACC championship or bust, baby. Miami got to get in the ACC championship next year. To me, that's the bar. That's the bar we've set. Will we make it back into college football playoff next year? I say yes when you win the ACC. That's how I see it. All that playing in and seeing if we can get in and all that crap. It's time to take control of the ACC. There'll be a lot of teams that bounce back next year. Clemson and there'll be some teams that bounce back. I think Miami definitely has a target on their back. When Miami loses, a game, people raid the field. So Mario has definitely brought relevance back to the program, and so for that, thank you. Thank you to this team. They a hell of a season. We had some ups, we had some downs. I think we had more ups than downs, but this last one stings hard, man. Losing the national championship on your home turf, that hurts. But I will say that moving forward, Mario, you raised the bar. ACC championship or bust. I want to hear no excuses. That's the goal going into next season. We got to win ACC, and then you're guaranteed, because I'm sure they'll probably be highly ranked, unlike how Duke was this year. And you get a spot in the CFP, and who knows where you'd be ranked. I mean, they got to go to Notre Dame next year, so there's some games on the schedule. I mean, Miami can control their destiny next year, and you never know. Maybe they get a first round bye if they win ACC. But I think you gotta go for the ACC championship. You gotta win that. We gotta bring that trophy back. It's been over 20 some odd years, right? But Indiana was a team of destiny this year, man. And I don't think I think if there was any team that was gonna stop them, it was gonna be Miami, and Miami couldn't do it. So that's that, man. That's my last video for the year, man. Until next year. This one hurts. It hurts. But I'm still proud of them boys. They represented, and like Luther Campbell said, took a bunch of Miami boys on Indiana's team to beat us. And that's it. That's the truth. So that's it, man. We'll get over this. We'll bounce back. I ain't watching no sports, ESPN, nothing like that, because I don't want to see that celebration. But they earned it. They whooped us at home, punched us in the mouth, ate our food, put their feet on our coffee table. They disrespected us. We got disrespected all week, and then we didn't back it up. But great season, great game. That's all I got. Till next year, your boy Nitty out.